92.5 FM. Now, recruiting tips, advice, and better ways to train. B3 Better presents The Amateur's Edge with Jerrian Sanders, Randy Wade, and A.D. Roberts.
Good morning, and welcome to The Amateur's Edge. We're going to have a great time this morning because, listen, the guys are not in. Jay is not here, and Randy's not in the studio because they are on assignment. Randy's son, Sean Wade, of the New England Patriots, they're putting on an amazing camp today over at Trinity, and it's going to be a good one, So we're excited to have them over there doing what they do best. And I think we might have Jay on the line, though. But
Hello.
what's up, Jay?
So we got him on site reporting right now.
Even though I'm not there physically, I'm here in spirit, man. I always remember that, man.
Yeah, we hear all of that. But holding it down in the studio, we got Cleo Lemon and Ronnie Mason, and just to have them in here. I'm glad to have these guys in the house today.
Well, we couldn't leave you by yourself, bro.
Well, I appreciate
You'd have been in
that.
here by
I appreciate
yourself, man. We ain't here to hold you down. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So how's it going out there, Jay?
Oh, man, the camp is awesome, man. We got like 150-something kids out here, man. Got a couple of pro athletes, a lot of local guys here. Shamari here from Virginia Tech just got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, and we got Isaiah Ford out here, Tyreek Johnson, Derek Smith. So, man, it's a huge turnout, man. The kids are having fun. It's not just like a little babysitting camp. We actually taking them through drills. We got them on the laser timers, got them running 40s, and Sean created this cool drill called the Sean Wade drill where they react to the stimulus of a light and they backpedal 5 yards and then get out of a break and then run back through the light. So just seeing how fast they can transition from a backpedal to a sprint, break at different angles and all those different types of things. So, man, these kids are having fun. Parents are having fun. I actually could say, man, I was proud of Randy today, man. He gave a nice, speech to the kids and the parents. And
did he have one of his tight outfits?
Oh, man, he got them tight white shorts on, man. His cell phone rung. I could see the name calling his phone.
Oh, come on, bro.
That's Randy, though. But I'm proud of him, though, man.
Man, you gotta love it.
Definitely, though. Y'all should be here, though, man. It's a great camp, man. Great camp.
Hey, have you signed any autographs while you've been out there, man?
Nah, what dude was trying to get me to get an interview with me. I tell him I'm not doing interviews today.
Oh, okay.
I thought he wasn't gonna know. I got my bucket hat and my glasses on. I was trying to be incognito, man.
Oh, okay. I knew it was something. Yeah, I got
ever
you.
since the radio show, the paparazzi, man.
It's hard. I know it's hard out there in those streets, man.
Hey,
It's hard, man.
I feel you.
Definitely. But we having a good time, man. Y'all boys have a good show, man. The rivalry show gonna be huge, man. I'm gonna stay tuned in, man. I'll probably call in a little later as well.
Okay, good. Thanks
right,
for calling, Jay.
All right, thanks, fellas.
But listen, so just that everybody knows, all our listeners knows that B3 is just not in our own little world. B3 is about being out in the community and impacting these kids' lives, these young athletes, and that's what this show is all about, is impacting people. But we're gonna have some fun today. I'm gonna go ahead and give the number to call in because we're gonna be talking about sports rivalries. I mean, like, what are your favorite sports rivalries of all time? What teams, what sport? It doesn't matter if it's boxing, whether it's golf, tennis, you name it, football, of course, basketball. But I'm going to go ahead and give the number. You can call in at 904-641-1010. That's 904-641-1010. And we're going to open up those lines in a few minutes. But, fellas, so come on, Cleo, kick this thing off for us, man.
Well, today, man, we're going to talk about a little bit of sports rivalry. And for most of our listeners, you grew up with a favorite team, with a favorite athlete. And we just want you guys to chime in, man. Call in and just start the conversation off with us. I would say for me, personally, I'm a football guy, love a good football rivalry. And for me, I would say, the Ohio State-Michigan is one of the longest running rivalries there is in American sports. So you got to pay homage to that. But there are awesome awesome rivalries throughout sports, right? You talk about the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears in the NFL. I think that's an amazing rivalry. And I think right now, honestly, when you talk about current day, you like to see Mahomes and Joe Burrow go against each other, man. I think that's developing to a healthy rivalry. And also, one of those rivalries, we had the privilege to experience was, Tom Brady against Peyton Manning.
Ooh.
That's another great one, man.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah, talk to me, man. What you think, Ronnie?
Man, well, I'm from the Tobacco Road. I'm from North Carolina, so that Tar Heel Duke rivalry is something that's uncapped, if you ask me. I think the number one college basketball rivalry for sure, and I think in 2000, since the 2000s, it's been like number 2 overall, and based on the longevity of Coach K and bringing in different coaches in that setting, I think he's been able to withstand that. But national titles, I think they're neck and neck right now with 12 apiece. So that means not only are we rivaling against each other, but when we are good, we going for that thing. We trying to win it all. So, that rivalry right there is big. And then obviously I'm a Jay-Z, because of Jay-Z and the Yankee fitted, I've always fell in love with that Yankee hat. So, the Yankee, Boston, Red Sox, that rivalry right there is definitely unmatched too.
Man, that's a great rivalry. I had the pleasure of actually going to one of those games, man. I can't remember the year. We were playing the Patriots. And, man, Doug Flutie came by the facilities. He had just gotten traded out to the Patriots, and I was with the Chargers at the time, the San Diego Chargers. And he came by and he picked us up. And he didn't have any tickets to the game, so we was trying to get to Fenway. So we jump in his SUV. He rolls down the windows once we get close to Fenway, and he's leaning out the window, right?
That's
and all
crazy.
These cops have all the streets blocked off so the fans won't be able to drive up to the stadium. Doug looks out. Hey, I'm trying to get through there. Hey, Dougie, come on in, man. They moved the barricade. They let us through this one. We go to another one. Hey, that's Dougie. Hey, Dougie, come on, man, come on. You trying to get to the players' lot? Cool. Boom. We get to the players' lot. No tickets. We go straight up to the Green Monster. All right. It's me, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, and it's a couple coaches, and it's Doug Flutie.
Great company.
Right. So we go up to the Green Monster. We chilling, and I'm looking out at the field, at the diamond, and I'm looking at Manny Ramirez right there in left field, talking to the fans, throwing balls. I was like,
no tickets.
This is a great experience, and I got a chance to experience that. One of the best things I can say I've checked off my bucket list. I saw Big Papi hit one out to deep center. It was just amazing to be able to experience that rivalry, and it was for the pennant. So it was a one game. It was that year they tied for the pennant. I can't remember the year. It was a one-game playoff. I want to say the Yankees won it. I can't remember. But it was a big game, man, and got to experience that. So I can say I experienced that rivalry.
That's beautiful. We got a caller. Dave, you on the line?
Can't hear the radio, man.
Dave, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you loud and clear, man.
Got you, Dave.
Okay. Okay. I had to call back because I didn't know if you. Anyway, there was a foul up there. Let's start all over from the beginning. How you guys doing?
Fumble.
Doing great today, Dave. How you doing, sir?
Well, it started a little rocky there, but rivalries. What a great thing. I'm an Auburn fan, so you know who my rival is, I guess, right?
Alabama.
Roll
Tide.
And the Chris Davis, the kick six back in 13. I still love to watch that to this day. I get goosebumps just watching it. And but you mentioned one of you guys are a Tar Heel fan?
Yes, sir. Ronnie Mason, born and raised.
I need to educate you a little bit, okay? I went to NC State.
NC State?
And before, up until 1992, State was second in the ACC to Carolina in total wins, 2 national championships, and and same thing for Carolina. They had 2, and we had 2 national championships.
Yep.
We were better than Duke, okay? Over the last 30 years, it's changed.
Coach K, yeah.
But at one time, and these are Roy Williams' own words now, not mine. At one time, previous to that, back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, and so forth, it wasn't Duke. It was State and Carolina. The real hatred was. It was not Duke. But it has turned into that over the last 30 years.
Definitely. Now,
And,
what do you think about Maryland? At one point, Maryland was pretty good. I think they had, who was their coach? Greg? I know it was around town.
well,
Juan
yeah,
Dixon.
they had Lefty Grizzell, and they had this guy named Lynn Bias.
Yeah.
I saw him play in Reynolds Coliseum, and I'm telling you, and I've told people this for ages, that Lynn Bias would have been as good as Jordan was in the pros.
That's what I heard.
Not a doubt in my mind. I'll never forget where I was that day when it came on the radio in Raleigh, and everybody was like, "You got to be kidding me, man."
Man, Gary Williams was who I was talking about. Gary Williams was a pretty good coach up in at Maryland at that time, from 1989 to 2011, I think it was.
Yeah, but that was Lefty. That was Lefty was Bias's coach.
Yeah.
Man, Dave, thanks for calling in. We got to pay some bills real quick. Y'all
All right, bro.
Yeah. And stick around, and we're going to catch you on the other side with the Amateur's Edge on 1010 XL, 92.5 FM.
He doesn't live in the water,
What's going on here? Get him in the boat. Get him in the boat.
but he practically lives on it.
Nice. Woo!
Captain Kevin in the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Houston's Meats
Thursday nights at 6.
on 1010 XL AM.
Clearwater.
John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Share stories over a big bowl of cereal with Big Bo. Breakfast with Baselli, Tony Baselli, Dan Hicken, and Jeff Prosser. Brought to you by Epstein & Robbins DUI Defense Firm. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A. Monday morning on 1010XL.
I'm Justin Norndorf, creator of DVS, a medically backed pitching development program designed to develop young throwers' arms safely. We are excited to be launching our Florida Development Center at B3 Better in Jacksonville. To celebrate DVS, we are offering a free virtual coaches clinic and also giving away 20 free team DVS and athletic assessments at B3 Better. To register for the clinic and your team's chance to win, go to b3better.com/DVS and secure your spot today.
Do you or your employees need CPR certification? Hi, I'm Megan with the Northeast Florida Safety Council. We have kept Florida businesses safe for over 80 years. We are now offering weekly American Red Cross First Aid, CPR, AED, BBP classes. Our training includes thorough hands-on training, testing, and the knowledge you need to be confident in an emergency situation. To save a life, visit nefsc.org to view our safety training classes. That's nefsc.org.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
It's time to fire up the grill. Houston's Meat Specials of the Week. 10 pounds of fresh jumbo chicken wings, only $12.95. 2-pack pork spare ribs, only $1.99 a pound. And whole T-bone steaks at $5.95 a pound. Only at Houston's Meats, Main Street and 295.
Grilling up lunch with Leon and the Sausage Dudes. Sausage with a purpose.
Join me, Leon Searcy, on XL Primetime, weekdays for Lunch with Leon.
On 1010XL.
I downblock with all my funk.
It's back! The Big One sales event is here, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota. Mia here, and Arlington has over 400 new Toyotas available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and family vans. And that means now's the time to go big and go home in style. Plus, with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's lifetime warranty and their 30-day exchange program. But don't wait. The Big One sales event won't last long, so shop today. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's the Amateur's Edge, brought to you by B3 Better on 1010XL.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Amateur's Edge. Man, we're having fun today because we are talking about rivalries, sports rivalries. And we got the lines open today. Because while Jay and Randy are gone, we get a chance to do all kinds of stuff that we might not normally do. I got Cleo in the house. I got Ronnie. We're gonna have some fun. But I heard we got a caller on the we got a caller on the line. Caller?
Oh yeah. How y'all doing, fellas? It's Randy.
Randy, what up, baby? What's going on, boy?
Man, chilling, man. My son's camp, man. They got a lot of different NFL players out here, former Trinity players, man. And just really out here just enjoying myself, man.
Good. You know what? Jerrian already told us that you struck again, man. That you are in rare form with the tight pants bandit action.
Oh no, man, no. I got some shorts on, some Magic Johnson shorts on, but it's good. I mean, they ain't tight. They ain't
Showing
tight,
that thigh meat.
I got you, but I know, but Jerrian is all the way across the field, and I still smell his breath from over here, man. I had to get over here. I still smell his breath, man. But we talking about rivalries, man, and I got to be biased, bro. Like,
okay, go ahead and fire it up.
My biggest rivalry is the biggest rivalry of all, man. Ohio State versus Michigan.
I like
Yeah, that's good.
Ohio State versus Michigan.
That's a good one.
And we was whooping their butt for years, man. For the last 2 years, man, they got at us. And I'm thinking if Ohio State doesn't beat Michigan this year, that they definitely will fire Coach Day.
Coach got to go.
Oh wow,
he got to go. That's how big the rivalry is.
That's a hot take. That's coming from Randy Wade. Hot take.
Oh yeah, that's coming from the insider, man. Insider all day long, man.
And the insider too.
Okay. Insider. Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. A boss parent. I call myself a boss parent. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I got to go, fellas, man. But listen, man, we having fun out here. My son first camp, man, and just enjoying that thing, man. I hold that thing down for me.
Listen, tell Sean that congratulations. We're proud of him. We're excited about what he's doing in the community here. He's just an amazing kid, amazing athlete, and we love him to death.
Man, congrats, man. Congrats. You guys take a bunch of great pictures, bro. Yeah. Share them.
We're gonna try to make it out there. We're gonna try to make it out there after the show this morning.
All right, for sure, man. Y'all know I'm Christian, man. Just look for the Christian person on the field. That's me.
Yeah, with the tightest shorts on. Daisy Dukes.
All right, man. Y'all be good. I'll see y'all in a little bit.
All right, man. Yes, listen, today the lines are open. We're talking about sports rivalries. Give us a call, 904-641-1010, and let us know your favorite rivalry.
So I got a question for you guys, right?
Run it.
Individual rivalries. I love that Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. I love it.
Yeah, that's classic.
I think it's classic. I love Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
Oh,
I think that was a foundation of the NBA. I think that rivalry really kicked that off. And just, what you guys think when it comes to those individual sports rivalries. What's some of your best moments and memories from those?
Oh, man. If I had to think of one, I think about Michael Jordan against the Bad Boys, right? Because that helped mold Michael Jordan with that chip on his shoulder to want to destroy everybody that was in front of him, because the Bad Boys literally tried to destroy him every single time. And then, of course, I'm going the defensive line route. I'm going the New York Giants defensive line versus Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We're 2-0 against him.
Okay,
I like that one.
Okay. But you know what? To go back to your Bad Boys versus Chicago, the Bulls, man, I was a Bad Boys fan. And I was, a big Isaiah Thomas fan, Joe Dumars, the whole microwave Vinnie Johnson, Lambeer, the whole nine. And then Rodman was being introduced to us at a young age, and to just see his energy. That was one of the greatest rivalries I remember as a kid, and watching that develop and see Jordan and have those Jordan rules and see him getting beat up on the court and see that tough physical play back in the 80s and 90s, man. Those were very great memories that I had from that time, man.
And now me, like I said, with the torch being passed, I think about LeBron and Curry. I just thought about it just now, but that's a very, relevant rivalry where everybody got tired of seeing these dudes in the NBA Finals for years because of what they possess. Not necessarily the team as a whole got the highlight, but LeBron and Curry, and then it became, because LeBron was on Miami, then he was with back to Cleveland. So it just goes a long route of them going back and forth, and now I think it's like even. I think it's like
and you just think about this year in this year's playoffs, for LeBron and the Lakers to eliminate them and to see that run it back like that. It's exciting to see, and I think it's healthy competition. I think we need to see it. I think we need to have, those type of athletes to root for, 100%. And I think it's fun. I think it's fun for the
healthy
fans.
Healthy for
experience.
sports, for sure. Healthy for the sport.
Absolutely, and another rivalry, I would say, probably that's probably not on everybody's radar, but I just think the world of just Mike Tyson, right? I think he's one of the
he's
former
one of the greatest.
athletes.
He's one of the greatest.
Yeah, that just was a lightning rod for the boxing stage, and to see him and Holyfield have those battles, it didn't work out.
He bit his ear off.
Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work out in his favor. Holyfield put them hands on him, but just to see the build up of the fight, to see how important it was, to see this invincible figure, you think that would never lose, and see Holyfield go in and handle his business.
Him apart.
Yeah, man, that was great to see.
And talking about not working out in their favor, man. What about Britney Spears and the tabloids? She got a rivalry with the tabloids. Did she get pimp slapped by a security guard or something? They said she got pimp slapped by Wembley's security guard. Oh my God, she always in the news, man.
But this the thing that I'm looking at that situation, man.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, but it's not a good start for Wemby to come over here from France and
slapping people.
But that wasn't him.
But he ends up getting matched up with Britney Spears. Like, that ain't what you want. As the next superstar. Like, yeah, you can't be matched up with Britney, can you? Like, that can't be.
You think Britney was trying to holler?
Yeah, she was trying to get at him.
She was saying congratulations. She said she seen him twice.
No.
I read it. She said she seen him twice, and in one night, and she was like, I just wanted to congratulate him because she finally realized who he was.
No, she wanted to get
finally
at him.
realized.
She saw that
the
young
dude
guy.
is how tall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Finally realized.
She saw that young guy. She said, I want that. This my shoot.
No.
She was going to shoot.
She seen the cameras.
She saw all that.
She seen the cameras.
But you can't miss a 7'3", 7'4" kid walking through your area. So she about to go see what he talking about.
She seen the cameras.
And it didn't work out.
It was an accident. She grabbed a hold of his shirt. The security guard, kind of deflected
hit her with
her.
He hit her with a backhand.
That's what it looked like. But the official statement from the police was that he hit her hand away, and her hand actually hit her.
Listen,
she hit herself in the face.
It doesn't matter what the police. It's only what the TMZ says. The police don't matter. That's the.
You gonna make me go to commercial on this?
You didn't see the video? It's all about TMZ, bro.
Yeah, man. But good rivalries. I mean, it's definitely good for the sport. I mean, especially in Jacksonville. We got the Florida Georgia game that always bring life to this city.
Right. If you're in Jacksonville, you got to give a shout out to the greatest rivalry in this region is Florida Georgia.
100%. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party is what they call it. But I think it's definitely the vibe for the whole city that week. I mean, you see Red coming in on Wednesday, and the game isn't until Saturday. Florida, obviously, we live down here, but those Georgia fans, they get here quick.
They get in.
And the beautiful thing about that, too, guys, is to see some of the talent that plays in front of you, right? To be able to see Tim Tebow,
right?
Go out there and do his thing. Champ Bailey, some of the greatest players.
You go back to Herschel Walker days.
Herschel Walker.
Oh, man, I really went back.
Yeah, you go back to some of these years where you've seen some profound athletes take the field, and it's right here in our home city, seeing these guys compete at a high level.
And let's not leave out the HBCUs. Let's not do that. The Florida A&M versus Bethune-Cookman. That's been a rivalry. That's been the Florida Classic has been a rivalry for as long as I can remember.
And I would say the bands are probably the bigger rivalry.
That
relevancy.
The 100 will always crush. And
always.
Oh, I dare anybody to say anything differently. Then the 100 is crushing.
Come on, man. Somebody call in and
we don't want to hear.
stand on the
I'm
side
not going to let them talk
man.
anyway, so it don't matter. I control the mic.
Come on, bro. You got to hear both sides of the argument, man.
I haven't been to the Classic, though. I haven't been to the Classic, though. Like, how is it? I've been, like, the Aggie Eagle Classic.
To a Classic?
Nah, I've been married since I knew about the Classic, so I just choose not to go.
Just bring your wife.
Take your wife, bro. Yeah, y'all need to experience that together. It's a great time, man.
Man, it is. You talking about a cocktail party?
Really?
It's food. It's like a carnival. It's like their concerts and music and just a good just a good time for everybody. And nothing but love in the air. I've been going to the classic since literally I was about 5 years old. The first time I went to a classic,
some of the
it was
sort
like Orange
back in North
Blossom
Carolina.
Classic. When it was, and see, it's been in different cities. So it was for when I was a little kid, it was down in Miami, Orange Blossom Classic there, and then it moved to Tampa. It was in Tampa for a good many years.
Okay.
And then now it's in Orlando. So yeah, that Florida A&M Bethune-Cookman University, I have to say it now. They're BCU, excuse me. So yeah, man, that's it, man.
Yeah, and you think about the Jags and the Titans, man. That's been a developing rivalry.
I've been out here.
Yeah, the last decade or so, maybe more, of just seeing these guys compete. And last year, for it to come down to the last game.
That last game.
Yeah, the last game, for the division.
Right.
I think that was so exciting for the city of Jacksonville. I was in attendance of that game. It was amazing. It was electric.
The energy, and
my
it was
goodness.
insane.
The tailgating, that was some top tier tailgating for me that day, that night.
Most people can't remember. Cleo, you are an anomaly because you can remember, because many of my friends could not remember what was going on after that tailgate.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
that was a good one. I can say I was all in on that one, man. That's been a great developing rivalry to see it come to the level it's at now. But just to continue to see where this thing is going with these rivalries, man, it's always good to see the young new talent coming to all the professional leagues, and just to see how they're developing their own little rivalries.
All right, we got a caller. Gary, you on the line, man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Gary, what's happening? What's happening, Gary?
Ohio State, Michigan, give me a break. For years, neither of them had a quarterback that could throw the ball 10 yards accurately. Come on, the rivalry is my Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles. And it's a shame that the Gators dropped Miami from the schedule. That was because they got whipped every year. Come on.
what was the best?
Was the fighting before the game started?
What was the best game that you can remember between that rivalry? What was the best year for you?
Oh, jeez.
Talk to me now.
There's so many of them.
Stump the swab.
Maybe the Wilson McGahee years.
Oh, okay.
But just think of the pros that the Hurricanes put in for so many years. McGahee, Ray Lewis, Testaverde.
Oh yeah.
Jim Kelly. The list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, that culture, man. You can't compare Miami's coaches to nobody else, man. Like they influence football still to this day, where guys rolling their jerseys up and showing their bellies before the game and all
Ohio
that.
State, Michigan. Ohio State, Michigan. I've fallen asleep watching that game over the years. 3 yards in the cloud of dust. Come on, I mean, do they know it's 21st century football?
You know what I'm saying? All the end zone celebrations and all the fan interaction with the Miami and Florida State rivalry. You're right, man. That's a great rivalry, man, with a lot of tradition to it.
Definitely. A lot of tradition.
Oh, and without a doubt, and you got Jimmy Johnson, the Hall of Fame coach. Just what they put in through the years, and I think
let's not forget Bobby
Mario's
Bowden.
finally going to bring him back, because they got like a top 3-4 recruiting class, because for years, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, they come to South Florida and poach all the top players because Miami let them get away.
Yeah.
Now it's not going to be such easy pickings for Saban and all them guys, because, South Florida rocks with high school football. They come and poach all the talent. Well, Mario's not going to let as much talent get away. It's not going to be so easy for the boys.
Yeah, yeah, and Florida State won't be a pushover this year. So, everyone held their hands full with those Seminoles.
But that's a real rivalry. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Man, thanks for calling. Listen, we're going to go and pay some bills real quick. This segment was brought to you by Premier Physical Therapy. Your wellness journey begins at Premier Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, the gold standard in orthopedic and sports rehab for adults and adolescents alike. Dial 904-996-6692 or visit PremierPTJax.com today for the Premier experience. You're listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Talk, about your team from your team's perspective.
It's the secret of genius.
Mike Tony and E.T. host Daily Jags Insiders from the JOI Studios.
Yeah, well, I believe he's got everybody's attention.
10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
First Coast Cargo is one of the region's leading asset-based logistics and transportation providers. First Coast Cargo has the area's largest fleet, provides final mile services in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia for Fortune 500 companies such as Amazon, Walmart, and Lowe's, as well as specialized or white glove services for FedEx, UPS, and other national logistics companies. First Coast Cargo, headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, with its extensive experience and dedication to exceeding customer expectations, provides transportation, warehousing, logistics, and 3PL services to customers nationwide. Manufacturers, distributors, and purchasing agents know they can depend and rely on First Coast Cargo to be at their side 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit First Coast Cargo at firstcoastcargo.com or call with your transportation or logistics needs at 328-5700.
I want my Woody's barbecue. For classic Southern barbecue that's been smoking since 1980, head for the Woody's barbecue near you. University Boulevard at Atlantic, Powers Avenue just off University, Ponte Vedra at Solano Road, and also in McClenny. Bring the kids and enjoy the low and slow cooking that Woody's is famous for.
This is Woody Mills inviting you to Woody's Barbecue today. Come see us.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do.
Let's eat.
When you choose J-Dog Junk Removal, you're not just hiring a junk removal service. You're investing in a company that believes in making a lasting impact on the lives of our veterans and our community. J-Dog is dedicated to giving back to our local veteran organizations. They have donated over $50,000 in materials and services, ensuring that these valuable organizations have the resources they need to support our veterans. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. It's the Amateur's Edge, brought to you by B3 Better on 1010XL.
Yes, and we're back today, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a good time because we're in the studio talking about rivalries, sports rivalries. The lines are open today. You can give a call in at 904-641-1010. We're talking about your favorite rivalries and all that good stuff. We got a caller on the line. Caller, are you there? Charles?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hi, guys.
Charles, what's up, man?
Oh, I just wanted to tell you about our rivalry is I'm 66, but back in the day, it was my dad's, and then it became my rivalry, but it was the Staubach-led Cowboys against the Theismann Redskins. But it really didn't matter who the quarterback was, but it was the Cowboys-Redskins rivalries of the 70s.
Gotcha. What was some of your fondest memories from those rivalries?
Getting up shoot, just being with my dad and cheering. But here's the worst memory I got. We knocked Staubach out of the game with a concussion, and they brought in the second string. Well, they brought in the backup, some guy named Clint Longley, and he proceeded to dismantle the Redskins, man.
That's a
We
new
thought
name.
we had that
I've never
game,
heard
but
of this
we
guy.
figured, we knocked him out, and then bam, this no name comes in and kills us.
And you know what? I kind of have that same feeling when I was watching the Lakers-Celtics finals one year, and they rolled Paul Pierce off in a wheelchair. And I was like, oh, we got him. I'm a Lakers fan, right? We got him. This is it, right? And then all of a sudden, Paul Pierce comes running back out the tunnel. Why they rolling him off in a wheelchair? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play with my emotions like that.
That's all.
That's all? Oh, okay. We'll take that.
Hey, but I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
I noticed your other caller said he liked the Bad Boys, and that was also my favorite NBA team.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But I'm just becoming reacquainted with them since I started listening to March Madness, and it progressed. Why do so many of the big time players in the NBA, why are they all getting hurt so much? Is it the schedule or the pounding out there on the floor, the style of play? What's the deal? Why are so many of them unavailable?
That's a great question. Some people will say it could be load management, and that's something they've implemented when you talk about the sports training staff of each professional team of trying to save players throughout an 82-game season and having them at their peak performance when the playoffs start. So that might be it. But I am seeing some guys getting injured, and that might be from just not playing at a very high level all the time. Sometimes when you take those
it's just
rests,
like in
you can have
football.
those
If you
injuries.
try to take off a play or two, you got a better chance of getting hurt.
Absolutely, man. You got to be in it, man. You got to be in training camp. You got to go through that fire. It's just part of it.
And I think, talking about, the longevity of these guys' career, I mean, we got to take our hats off to LeBron in that situation. The way that he invests his money into his body, like some of these young players, they invest their money into things of this world versus the thing that's going to keep getting you paid. So, I mean, those are the small things, too. Recovery, active recovery, like having a perfect diet, like all those things, I think it goes into developing the athlete and keeping the longevity for sure.
And then also having that rock star lifestyle, being out, hanging out late, not getting your proper rest, not hydrating, putting the bad things in your body. That might be, something that kind of affects you with injuries as well.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Man, Charles, thanks for calling in, man.
I'll call back next weekend.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
But staying on the topic with what Charles just spoke, though, like talking about the Redskins, I think the whole NFC East is a rivalry within its own. Like, every Cowboy fan hates the Giants. Every Giant fan hates the Eagles. Every Eagles fan hates the Redskins. Like, and then last year, I think all of them sucked to some extent. Well, not last year. 2 years ago, all of them had a terrible freaking record. And then, now, I mean, the Giants was in the playoffs. The Cowboys made the playoffs. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl. So, like, I think that whole division is a rivalry within its own, man.
Yeah, I love those Eagles fans, man. Whenever you can go to a holiday game and they boo Santa Claus, I think.
Boo Santa Claus?
They boo Santa Claus, bro.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's intense. Man, that's Philadelphia Eagles fans against Santa Claus. That's a whole new rivalry. You know what I mean?
We'll take that one.
Like, what are we doing? But I love the NFC East, though. I love it. They're competitive, great fans, man. Great
100%.
people.
A lot of loyalty there, for sure.
Absolutely, man. So, and then talking about rivalries in any controversial incidents or heated exchanges that might have happened with some of these rivalries. One thing I do remember that just was in the just recent history was the women's NCAA tournament and LSU versus Iowa. Oh yeah, man, that was intense, man.
Jaw talking.
Junk talking. Yeah, man, that was intense, and to see.
Listen, the ladies can talk trash too.
I love to see it.
I agree. Right. I agree.
I love to see it.
They're competitors.
And just to see how the young lady Reese, when she won it and was pointing to her ring finger.
The ring finger.
Yeah, talking about ring me and see how that kind of sport over into social media, into the world, and people giving their opinions. And
yeah, that brought everybody in.
That brought everybody in, man. It was so intense, and I think it's healthy.
I love it.
I think it's healthy.
It gives us something to do.
Yeah.
You know, something to talk about, and it helps us enjoy the doggone sport, man.
Yep, and I would say when people look back on, you know, women's basketball and the growth of it, I can see this is as a turning point to where the media attention kind of has taken off even more from where it was before. Just to see that healthy rivalry, man. We as fans just love to see those healthy rivalries. Have there been any other incidents that you guys can remember that have brought rivalries into an intense moment?
Outside of Mike Tyson biting off Holyfield's ear, you see guys. I mean, you see that fight that happens back in the day. Obviously, now you can't even fight in the NBA or no sport, but hockey you can fight.
Who was it that was okay? You're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. It was Sugar Ray, and oh gosh, what's the guy's name?
You talking about
Durant?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sugar Ray Leonard and Durant. Oh, now that you talk about rivalry.
That was intense.
That was intense. You know, and even like
Roberto Durant.
Yeah, Roberto Durant.
Yes, sir. That was intense. What about Marvin Hagler?
Yeah, marvelous.
And Sugar Ray.
Yeah,
that was tough.
Boxing, I think it was one time where the Yankees and the Red Sox, they cleared their benches in the dugout just because of
and that goes under boxing.
Yeah, like they threw hands for about a good. I think they said it lasted for like 30 minutes for them to break up the whole thing for everybody to stop fighting and go back to the game, man. So,
what about like a golf rivalry, like Tiger and Phil? Like, do they really like talk crap to each other in the locker room? You think, or is it that's a gentleman's sport, right?
They talk trash. They talk trash a little bit.
You think about tennis, Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe, and you know how intense John used to be.
Yeah, he used to cut up on the court, cursing people out,
I
yelling
seen
at the
Nadal
dog.
and Federer go I seen them get at it a couple times. In that exchange when they switching sides. I seen them look at each other up and down. Like, all right, bro, who about to finish strong? Who wants it? So it's a lot in there, man. Tennis is a very competitive sport too. I mean, then you see how Serena broke her racket before on the ground in the midst of like competition. So it's definitely there.
So,
yeah, for sure.
So when you think about rivalries in an intense moment, I would say boxing is the one that you can really let your anger out, right? Let your hands go and really punish someone.
Yeah, like Rocky and Ivan Drago. That was like the world epic, match. It was, man. It was it, man.
Rocky Apollo Creed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you notice the young guy in the room. He's talking about Creed.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about the dad?
Yeah,
okay. See, okay, all right.
No, listen,
I'm sorry.
Rocky fan now.
I'm sorry.
All the way back to Tommy Gunn, man. I know all the Rockies now.
I love it. Back to Philadelphia sports, man.
We got a few more minutes. If you got a favorite rivalry that you want to, shout out today, give us a call here at the studio at 904-641-1010. We'd love to hear your favorite rivalry today.
It's one rivalry we hadn't talked about. I think it's very intense. I would say Jerrian Sanders versus Randy Wade. I think the tight pants and the dragon breath, I think they go back and forth. Listen, and it's a healthy rivalry.
So
right. And it goes
instant.
and listen, and it's just not
at its best.
It is not just on air. Trust me, guys. This is like they're like two brothers that are cousins, something that just constantly go at it. Like we have a chat. Like one of the
I'm in there. I've seen some of the messages.
It gets ugly. It gets ugly, But the tight pants bandit, I don't know if I had to.
Here we go.
First of all,
here we go.
Let me say this. I look so good. Randy, there's nothing that he can make fun of me on, so he makes up stuff. Y'all know my brother. We all know this. Randy looks me up and down all the time trying to figure out something to just tell a joke on me about. But he can't find anything, so he makes stuff up.
So that's the one. That's the one that sticks, huh? That one sticks because he always go back to that one.
I guess he think he gets to me or something. I don't know. I guess. And I try to get him to understand people don't laugh with him. They laugh at him. You know?
They do.
They really do.
They do. But you gotta love Randy though, man. You gotta love him.
You do. Hey, but I did want to chime in about my favorite rivalry, which is Lakers and Celtics. And I remember, being a kid watching that whole progression of Magic and it's crazy because it seemed like for me, when you look at all the superstars over the years, every one of those guys had to evolve into who they were and as being champions. Like, you look at Jordan and how much he got knocked down before he had that breakthrough. Or, you look at LeBron and his switch from, different teams and partnering with other superstars to get to where he needed to go. But Magic, from day one, just had something about him that, and it's that intangible. And I don't know where you put your finger on it at or what. And people always say, he had a good team around him. And which he did. Everybody did. When you look at, like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kareem was, 11 or 12 years in the league when Magic got there. And so what you got to take into consideration is 12 years in the league back then was dang near the equivalent of 18 back now. 18 now, right? Because we didn't understand load management and how to take care of the body. Pat Riley had them boys practicing full throttle the night before the championship game.
Right.
That's how Magic pulled his hamstring. So people say that, and they try to say, everybody has superstars around him. And again, Magic had a great players around him. James Worthy came around a little later and all that. But Magic, man, the leadership that he exuded and at the level that he played at, was really the thing that got me in love with the Lakers. And, even as a young kid, everybody has that one guy they try to pattern their game after, and Magic was the guy I was trying. I swear to God I was going to be Magic, man. I'm the same height I've been since 7th grade. I hadn't grown 1 inch since 7th grade. So I thought I was going to be a tall point guard. But it was fun, man, to watch those guys go back and forth. When it started, I was just being born, in the 80s when him and Bird started. Well, actually, when it started way before us, right? You talk about
Michigan
Bill Russell
State.
and Wilt Chamberlain and all them guys.
Right.
And then, but for me, just watching how Magic, what kind of leader he was and how he made everybody around him better, and what they call it, that illuminating personality that he had, that when he walked into a room, it took everybody to that next level, man. And that was just one of those things where when you talk about sports and how it trickles over into everyday life, that leadership characteristic is something that you could take in whatever you do in life. And that was one of the things I tried to do, is emulate myself as a leader like Magic did. And you look at how successful he is as a businessman right now. I'm pretty sure, again, that same stuff he did as a player, he's taking it into the business world. And, he's probably a half a billionaire right now.
Right.
So I will say that Lakers and Celtics was my favorite. And, as we got a little older and moving to Florida and coming from Georgia, Georgia, Florida become intense for me. And I'm just now starting to like Gator fans right now. So, when I first moved down here, like in the early 2000s, that's when they came off that back-to-back championship with the basketball team. Football team was winning, baseball team. They was calling themselves the School of Champions, and it was rightfully so. They were doing their thing then, but it got to be a little aggravating for me. So I'm just not getting over it.
I got you.
Well, Jay, thanks so much for calling in, and got to talk about your rivalry with the Tight Pants Bandit Randy. And all that good stuff. we still love him, and man, we got one more call. So thanks for calling in, Jay. We got one more call before we get out of here.
Y'all take care. All right,
bro.
Caller, you there? We got a few more. We got a few more seconds.
Glenn, what's going on?
Sounds good. I got two quick ones for you.
Shoot.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you, Glenn. Go for
I
it.
got two quick ones for you. Bill and Beer and anybody, but mainly Kevin McHale. And I'm going to go way back on MMA. Horace Gracie and Ken Shamrock.
Oh, Ken Shamrock. I just met him like 2 weeks ago, or probably like a month ago now.
Those are good ones, man. That's good. That's good.
Shamrock.
I like it. I like it.
All right, y'all have a great day. Enjoy the show.
Yes, man, thanks, man. Listen, this has been fun, y'all. We should do this. We should do this rivalry thing, a couple more times.
This has been real fun. And just before we close out, I was part of a rivalry when I was with the Chargers. I didn't understand how deep it was. It was San Diego versus Oakland, right? The Oakland Raiders. And whenever they would come down, the Raiders fans would come down to San Diego.
It'd be terrible.
It would get crazy. And I had no idea all this was going on. And once the game started, it would be so many people before we would be in warm-ups, and you just see people getting thrown out the game, like from all around the stadium, man. And people would it would be so much going on, but it was so much energy there. It was so much fun, and it was just a time I will never forget, man.
But listen, man, yeah, you had a wonderful time in the NFL. Listen, y'all, this has been fun. This is what we do every doggone week. Make sure you tune in next week to hear these guys talk about how to help your young athlete become the best athlete that they can be. You've been listening to The Amateur's Edge on 1010XL 92.5 FM. We'll see you next week.
Yo.